Hey everybody.
Hey everyone.
Welcome back.
Playing Smash, I guess. Welcome back. We're gonna talk.
Mash buttons.
Chelsea's gonna talk about some stuff.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm gonna do this.
Okay. So welcome back to another episode of Questlog.
Welcome back.
Our series where we just kind of talk about shit.
We talk about important facts.
This episode, I'm gonna discuss the series finale for Voltron that just came out.
It's really... How was it, Chelsea? Sounds like it was really good, huh?
So, I'm still sort of trying in my brain to, like, decide if this season or last season was better or worse. Because on one hand, the previous season, season 7, sort of had this thing where there were some very good parts and there were some very bad parts. So, like, there were things that made me very happy, but there were also things that made me very upset. Whereas in this season, season 8, it was, until the end, it was sort of just okay all around. So it was like, not a whole lot super upsetting, which is good, but also a lot of it was just kind of okay, meh. And I don't know if that's better or worse. But there was one very upsetting thing at the end. And, spoiler warning.
Do you need a tissue?
I don't think I'll need a tissue.
Okay.
Spoiler warning, if you're watching this on YouTube or wherever, if you
Twitch,
care,
for example.
Yeah. If you care about spoilers for Voltron, leave now. Watch it, come back. They killed off Alora.
Who's Alora?
She's like the female lead. And arguably the like main character. I mean, it's sort of an ensemble, quote unquote, not really. Because it's like a Sentai team. But there is more focused on like some of them more than others.
Yeah.
But Alora's like undeniably the main female lead. And the good thing was that she got more of an like strong character arc in this season, which in the past she didn't always. But the bad part was, I get they did that probably because they were gonna kill her off. And it's like...
but like, was it good? Like, clearly it's got an elicited emotional response.
So she like sacrifices herself to save the universe.
Wow. Okay, that's nice of her.
Yeah. But it felt very rushed, I guess. Because like they had the big climactic battle and everything, and the main villain was like destroying all the different timelines and realities and stuff. And then Alora's, I guess, is like, okay, the only way to fix this, like she sort of makes amends with the villain in a way. Like one of the things that is kind of not great throughout the series with the antagonists is the like main explanation in the end, I guess, for them doing bad stuff is that they were corrupted by like this evil force or whatever. And it turns out they're actually good people after all, but the stuff corrupted them.
Killed your son, Bowser.
And I don't know, it's a little difficult to explain, I guess, but she is like, Honerva, the main antagonist, like, at the very end, Alora cured her of her corruption or whatever, and she's like, oh, what have I done? But we can't do anything about it now, it's too late. And Alora's like, no, it's not too late, we can do whatever. And it's like, but you know what that means? And she's like, I know. And then, you know, I mean, obviously, it was more emotional than that. But, you know, that's the general gist. And then she's like, I know what I have to do. And it's, I guess she had to use her own life force or something. I don't know. But, and then, I don't know. It just felt very out of nowhere, I guess, that she suddenly just had to give up her life. There wasn't a whole lot of, like, build up to it. Or there was no real, like, foreshadowing of that might be a thing that she might have to do, I guess. I know I'm not really explaining this very well. I'm still a little, like, still processing everything, I guess. I just finished it not too long ago, a couple hours ago. But it just, I don't know, it felt a little forced, and like they just kind of did it to get an emotional response, more so than an actual, like, good story element. Which is frustrating and felt like unfair to the character and to the audience. So yeah, I'd say that's like one of the most upsetting things that happened. What's interesting is I've like, I just finished it recently, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to go into what the fandom's reactions and stuff was, because I wanted to avoid spoilers until I finished it. But the bit that I have, I've noticed like a lot of people discussing the actual process of the studio and such. And I don't know how legitimate these claims are because it's the internet.
So probably very legitimate.
So I don't know if like the people who are talking have actually had failure.
Yep, they have had failure.
Yeah. If they were, you know, credible sources at all. But that said, a lot of the things that they've been saying would make sense. Basically, that the whole writing process and the showrunners and just the behind-the-scenes stuff, a lot of it was a giant shit show, which is why several episodes the writing was very inconsistent. Like, you know, in most TV shows, there are multiple writers, and they sort of all work together, and some people will do different scenes or episodes, but generally they have a show bible that they go off of, and they communicate with each other so that the characterization and the plot is consistent. But apparently, according to these people that have been talking, again, I don't know how credible this is, but it would make sense with what I've seen in the show itself. That was not the case for Voltron. In like season 2, I guess, they decided to just rewrite the entire show bible or just throw it out the window or something and just do their own thing, which would mean any like a lot of plot points and through lines and developments that were in the works just got tossed out the window, which that did feel like that it did feel like that happened, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people were upset with the show. Apparently a lot of writers quit as well. Like, a lot of people have been talking about, I don't remember his name, Tim something, who actually wrote for the original Avatar: The Last Airbender, who was working on it and did a lot of episodes in the first couple of seasons. I guess, like, the showrunners argued with him a lot or something? I don't really know. but apparently he like didn't want to work with them very much anymore, and just was on call basically, and then was barely in it at all, and then wasn't involved in the show in the last couple seasons. And like stuff, it's just a lot of stuff like that is sort of what people have been saying happened behind the scenes, which I don't know if that is true, but again, it would explain a lot of the ongoing inconsistencies and just weird narrative and character choices throughout the series.
It's a lot of hot goss.
Yeah.
Where did you say you heard all this?
I mean, it's just like among the fandom online, so I don't know if it's credible or not.
Okay.
But that said, I could see that being true based on the end results. It's the lady from...
It's Palutena.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go!
Like the biggest stage in the world, I guess. Stop. Stop.
But yeah, like, I honestly don't even know a whole lot what else to say. It's just a lot of writing problems that does, even if it's not the case, it definitely feels like it was just a lot of different people wrote a lot of different episodes and seasons without really communicating to each other very well, so which made for several character inconsistencies and dropped plot lines and things that they set up that never happened.
Why do you like this show? It sounds like it's horrible.
Yeah. It became, I think it was good at first, and then it became horrible. But by that point, it had already, like, gotten me. So then I just had to sort of watch this thing that I loved slowly become worse. And...
Who should I be now? I'm all done being day.
Be Isabel.
Alright. Oh
It's like...
God. These are all
Aw.
so fucking cute.
Adorable.
I'll go with this one. It's a summary outfit.
Cute. It's just like, it had so much potential. And it just never reached that potential.
I have to kill all these villagers.
Man, Animal Crossing became hardcore.
Crossing's weird now. Here. Oh, she shoots a little slingshot for her smash attack. That's non-intuitive.
I saw this really good post where it was, you know the episode of BoJack Horseman where he's at his mom's funeral and just talking the whole time?
Yeah.
And there's a part where he talks about how, like, he and his mom had the foundations for a good relationship, all the pieces were there, but it just never happened because it was just never, like, executed properly,
Sure.
basically. And then how he's, like, sad for what could have been. Someone took that and then just, like, replaced it with Voltron. And it's like, it's true.
Was almost a good television
Yeah.
show.
Like, it could have been so good, but then it just wasn't. It had all the foundations. It could have been a great, like, character-driven story with fun characters who develop their relationships and also save the universe, and just like a fun, silly kind of show. But it didn't do it. It didn't do it right.
Stop. Stop it.
I love her.
Well,
And that's too bad. I mean, honestly, like, the best thing to come out of it was the fandom, and like because of it's perfect for fandom because it has those foundations, and it allows fans to like take those really good starting points and just run with them. And I've seen like so many amazing like comics and fan fiction and art and everything that people have done that are just like so good. But the actual thing itself, unfortunately, became bad.
It's also really good for fandom because everybody now has shared trauma.
Yeah. We're all supporting each other now.
Are you going to start a do you guys have a GoFundMe up? Get out of here.
Her little hammer. It's adorable. Party popper! I love her.
She's my best friend.
Oh man, there are gonna be so many fix-it fix.
What's a fix-it fix?
Those are fanfics that like are basically when you take they're different kinds, but generally it's when you take something that from canon that you just hated and do sort of like an alternate timeline, I guess.
Oh, I see.
For instance, like
if you made Korra good.
yeah. Yeah, they're different types. It's like one common one that I'm not really a huge fan of, personally, but a lot of them are sort of like time travel fics, where a character will go from like the end of the series, or whenever if something bad happened, like a character died or something, and whatever, some magical thing happens or science-y or whatever, depending on the universe, that sends them back in time, and then they like with their knowledge of what's going to happen in canon, they like fix shit. But there's also just like maybe people will probably write Voltron fanfics where it's canon, the canon world, but Ballora didn't die, and then they just continue on and stuff like that. Or where everything turned out okay. And I'm sure there will be plenty of ones that specify like ignores canon after season 6 or whatever. I don't know, I guess my final thoughts are, for all my shit talking, Voltron itself is just sort of a okay TV show. But the fact that it had so much potential and then shit all over it just made a lot of people upset.
Well, what else happened? Well, like, did anything else happen besides Velura dying?
Yeah, there was a pretty cool bit, where they, like, have to go into the main villain's sort of mind, basically, and it's shown as her memories and places she's been and stuff, and then they have to fight guys there. And they found out that the original Paladin's souls have been trapped there this whole time, and they rescued them, and then they, like, fight alongside them, so that part was neat. There were some fan theories that their souls might have been trapped in the lions or something. But that was, I liked that. Oh, they ended up not killing off the lesbian couple that last season we thought that they killed off.
Whoa!
So that's good. They like didn't really do a whole lot, but at least they're alive.
They didn't just get immediately murdered.
Yeah. There was this whole thing with like Keith and this other character named Aksha, where it was like, and this is another thing where it feels like someone else wrote stuff and then somebody else picked it up and ignored it, where it was like all this foreshadowing of them having some sort of connection. And a lot of people early on were like, oh, maybe they're related, maybe they're like long lost siblings or something. And then the series progressed and they had some more moments together, and then people were like, a lot of people sort of got worried that they were gonna pull like a reverse Luke and Leia, making us think they were siblings, and then they were gonna end up being love interests, which was kind of funny. But then it like didn't go anywhere. Like Aksha was still around, and she made friends with sort of like the group of human fighters that got introduced last season, and I thought that was kind of fun, because she was also sort of like a loner and she had her group that she was with sort of went through a bunch of shit, so she was by herself, but then she made friends with the humans, so that was nice. But her story like didn't go anywhere else. And then at the end, Shiro gets married to this dude.
Who's Shiro?
Shiro's like
Is he the dad?
Yeah. He's the space dad. He was the original leader.
Original space dad.
He's the one that before season 7 came out, they announced that he was gay and everyone was like really excited. And then his, at the time, love interest got killed and everyone was super pissed. So he at least got a happy ending, but it ended like, it did like an end credits thing like movies do, where it's just like this, what happened after the fact? Hunk did this, Keith became blah blah blah, and with like still shots.
Like a shitty like
90s movie? Exactly.
Oh, that's kind of weird. Okay.
Yeah, it was a little like what?
That's an interesting way to end your space fantasy epic. Did it play "Don't Forget About Me" like at the end of the fucking Breakfast Club? Jesus Christ!
If only.
Oh, that would have been better.
That would have been better.
Wow. Okay. Well.
Nah, it was just like weird. But his little end card thing was that he gets married to this guy. And on one hand, like people were kind of upset that it was just some rando guy, and therefore no one cared.
Rando guy is my favorite OTP ship.
Yeah. And then someone pointed out that he does make appearances like throughout the season, sort of in the background, and he does have some lines, but he's like a very minor character. So it's like,
How did that like clear it up for you? Were like, oh, okay,
yeah,
I can live with that then.
It's like, sure, he's not completely just out of the blue, but he wasn't significant enough for me to immediately know who he was or care.
So.
Like, I'm glad Shiro finally found happiness after all the shit he went through. After the writers tried to kill him off every season, it feels like. But if that's, like, the showrunners specifically promised LGBT representation early on, and if that was it, an end card at the very end of the...
Consider yourself represented, queer people!
And it's like you could argue that Shiro himself is representation as a gay person, just as existing as a main character. which is valid, but they don't mention it. Like, if you didn't pay attention to any of the behind-the-scenes interviews or any sort of like extra stuff or the fandom, if you only watched the show and nothing else, you would not have known that he was gay until that end card.
Continue.
And that is not representation. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, I kind of question when they said that there'd be rep if they were talking about Shiro, because like other people in interviews who work on the show, like voice actors and stuff, have said that Shiro wasn't originally going to be gay, in which case he wouldn't be the rep that they promised. But if he wasn't, then who was? And like, again, maybe this falls into if there was a lot of like rewriting going on, like people are now claiming. Like maybe in the first season or two, they were planning on making different characters gay. Like, I've seen some people talking about, again, that one writer from Avatar
Final results.
saying, because he wrote some of the scenes that got a lot of people to ship Keith and Lance, and now people are saying like he wanted them to get together in the end, but then they, like, again, he left the show and everyone got like rewritten and stuff. And I don't know if that's true or not. To me, that sounds a little bit like people just wanting to be like, yeah, our ship was supposed to happen. So I take that with a grain of salt.
I didn't get a secret guy.
Aw.
That sucks. Who should I play now?
Toon Link.
Fuck is that little bastard?
Right there.
There he is.
But like, that's the only explanation I can really think of about them promising representation and then it didn't happen, really, if Shiro was not supposed to be the representation.
Maybe they didn't know who the representation was going to be when they promised it.
Yeah, maybe they're like, it'll happen, probably, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We can look. We'll just make someone will just be gay, and it'll totally seem natural. I'm just gonna let my idiots do all the fighting. Wait for me, Mario.
But yeah, I don't know, I just, now that it's over, I can just sort of like...
You're free.
Yeah, I'm free. I can just live in fan and verse now without worrying about what's gonna happen in canon anymore. Hey, C. Dewey. I'm just ranting about Voltron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate, like, I feel like the most upsetting thing, honestly, is that in the beginning it did have, like, it did show a lot of promise, and it very quickly, like, got you to like the characters and care about them, and then it just kind of decided it wanted to do something else.
Oh, did I lose? Oh, I won.
You did it.
I turned away because I got distracted.
Another one of the behind-the-scenes rumors is that, like, the two showrunners weren't actually very involved.
That's an
Which is like,
doesn't make sense.
yeah, I was like, that's not how it works, though.
Not really a showrunner, then, are they?
Yeah, and I'm like, if that's the case, then maybe that would be why it was so disorganized, and if no one was like supervising very well, then maybe that's why the writers were so inconsistent. But it's like, you're not very good showrunners.
Maybe they like started running the show good, but then they got bored of it.
Maybe.
Maybe they like saw all the fan works and like, dang, we're not gonna be able to run a show that's good enough to justify all this fan works. Let's
They
do
got
something
scared.
else. Yeah, it was too intimidating. I don't know. Yo, Voltron, the kitty cats, more like the titty cats. Right? Told you I'd say it.
Yeah, should let the fans write it. That would have
I don't know about
gone
that.
well. I think it depends on the fans.
Talking about organization.
Yeah.
How do you facilitate this?
That's what fan fiction is for. Yeah, and like, again, I think that's a big part of the reason why I like the series so much is, again, not the show itself so much as a lot of the fan works are just so good.
So
Because
the name of the girl who died, Allura, right?
Allura.
Is she the one who was in the coma for so long?
She was in the coma for a little bit,
Oh yeah.
but there was another lady in the beginning who was in a coma in the hospital who you might be talking about, and that was a different lady.
How many people are gonna be in a coma?
A lot.
That doesn't seem like a very good writing idea.
Now, that lady in the beginning was just like a very minor character.
She's my favorite character. Can you shut the hell up? Oh no, it's just me and Rob. So
Well,
floaty.
yeah. Well, now I can just look forward to watching new seasons of She-Ra
Dragon Prince.
and Dragon Prince.
Unless, the first season of those are pretty good.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
those will just
Oh,
suck,
no.
too. Maybe those will
Oh, no.
completely tank after a couple seasons as well.
Please, no!
Like
I
what?
can't go through it again!
Like, wasn't She-Ra also touted to, like, have representation?
Mm-hmm. And it's how it starts.
That's how it starts.
False promises.
You say it's gonna be good representation, and then all you have is, like, one lesbian couple with, like, a net,
Yeah.
and then the show becomes bad eventually. I don't know. Is Steven Universe over yet?
Not yet. When's that come out? It comes out this
Very instant. It's out right
This
now.
month. Yeah, the showrunners just aren't as hardcore as Rebecca Make It Gay or Sugar. There. The showrunners were cowards, and that's why Voltron became bad.
Rebecca, I don't know, can't we just be friends with the space Nazi sugar?
Oh, it starts Monday? Sweet.
Am I dead? I'm dead.
Is it a new episode a week or a day? It's not a Steven bomb.
It's a new episode a minute.
Wow.
I'm tired of being Toon Link.
Then be someone else.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, and then there's a movie next year.
Oh my god. What if it's not as good as I want it to be, Chelsea?
Yeah.
I don't wanna,
Then you'll be like me.
I don't want to die. I want to go. I want to straight up and crawl up my butt and die.
Oh. One episode a day for a week. So like a Steven bomb? I thought they were going back to regular scheduling now.
No. When would they do that? I don't think Steven Universe team knows how to do regular schedules.
Gonna have to work hard to keep you invested, Dewey.
Oh, my friend's with... Who the fuck is Mario my friend?
No, it is one episode a week. I thought so. Ends January 21st. How many weeks is that? Is that like 5 weeks? It's basically, are they basically just giving us another Steven bomb but spreading it out in the guise of regular scheduling?
Oh. Get dunked, us.
Yeah, we're going back to regular scheduling, but there are only 5 episodes left, so... 5 weeks, yep.
That's so... I'm so over this stupid bullshit.
Cartoon Network, why? The first episode is legs from here to Homeworld, which a lot of people already saw, so it's really just 4 new episodes.
Huh.
Well, I didn't see it, so it's 5 for me.
$5.
But yeah, did they air that at Comic-Con? It's like Cartoon Network, you have clearly had these episodes done for a very long time. Just give them to us.
You're just gonna complain. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh no. Do kids even watch Steven Universe? Does Steven Universe even have any fans who are children? I don't know any.
Children?
Fans who are children.
One of my coworkers, I think, saw me watching Steven Universe once and said that their kid watched it. Or that they watched it with their kid.
Oh.
So it was really them.
Yeah.
They just made their kid watch it.
Obviously like
An excuse.
an excuse, yeah, exactly. Ugh.
Oh, they aired it on the app?
Oh.
Continue.
Hi, Sans. You got Persona 5? Nice.
Oh yeah, Sam's got a PS4, she said in chat.
Congrats. Was that a early Christmas present? Or did you save up money for it, or what? Everyone's coming into the chat now that I finished talking about Voltron.
Do you want to sum it up?
Nah, I don't think they care.
Friend is dead.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, the person who is Chelsea's best friend is dead.
I don't know if Sans cares about spoilers. I know she watched Voltron at some point. I don't know if she continued it. But you're safe now, Sans. I'm done talking about it.
So what are we going to talk about now? Tumblr's bad.
Yeah, we
Summed
can
it
talk
up.
about... we talk about the new not safe for work policies. CDUE, you can join the combo if you like.
You can't, see Dewey. You're banned. Just kidding. You can talk about how there's no dirty pornos.
You care about spoilers for Voltron?
Voltron dies.
Yeah, the robot.
Yeah, robot dies. They still win though. Voltron.
Oh man, there was one part that was like both kind of cool but also very dumb. Where Voltron, like, so at the end of the last season, they made another giant spaceship, and for some reason, I guess because they used Altean magic technology, it also turned out to have the ability to turn into a giant robot. And then in this season, they like had a Deus Ex Machina moment where all these Balmerins showed up and shot them with energy power, spirit bomb shit. And like, because they couldn't go through this wormhole because the other ship was not made of the right material. So it like merged Voltron and Atlas, which is the giant ship, to become like this even bigger giant robot. And like the design of it was cool and it looked cool, but it was so dumb.
Oh no, I've been bored again.
Sidui didn't use Tumblr for porn, but he said it's changing. It seemed like a great place for artists in general. Not as trashy as DeviantArt, but less snooty than like ArtStation.
Oh, fuck it, ArtStation.
Yeah, I've never heard of ArtStation.
Damn.
Continue.
Well, Sidui, maybe had you used Tumblr for porn, then Tumblr would have seen it fit to keep it around.
Yeah, this is your fault.
I blame you, Sidui.
ArtStation is a professional portfolio site. Like LinkedIn for artists.
Yeah. Exactly.
You have Call of Duty and Fortnite, both for your sister. That's cool, I guess.
Pretty cool. Might be the coolest thing I've ever
Well,
heard.
Sans, if you're only gonna have one game just for you, then Persona 5 is an excellent choice.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll get more games. It'd be a kind of...
It'd be really funny if you did that. It'd be honestly, like, your
Spend-
parents would be
spend-
hilarious.
Spend... How much is a PS4? Like $300?
Fundos.
$360 for the game and the PlayStation, and only play Persona 5. But anyway, so for anyone watching who might not know what we're talking about, Tumblr recently released like a policy update starting, I want to say like the 16th or 17th, that they are no longer going to allow not safe for work content at all. And it started out like, well, good, Sans. That is the correct answer. You should love Persona 5. So this whole thing kind of started, well, it possibly might have started way before this, which I'll get into in a bit. But when people really started noticing was it recently got deleted from the App Store because they were not like regulating their content almost at all, and there were a lot of like pedophiles and Nazis and shit.
Which, for the record, there are Nazis
Yeah.
on Twitter and on Facebook, and those are still in the App Store. And while
Yeah, it was mostly about the pedophiles, I think, but yeah.
I am 100% for getting Nazis off Tumblr.
Yeah.
But I feel like
I mean, but then the problem now is like, even though they did this shit, there are still a lot of Nazis apparently on Tumblr that they just are like not doing anything about. They're like, we did that one thing, it's good now.
we did it. We got rid of. We said that.
And then everyone's like, no, they're still there.
No.
Yeah, it's like, no. But yeah, like for a very long time, people on Tumblr were reporting to the staff, like, hey, can you do something about this? There's child pornography, there's racists, there's like all this terrible shit on your website that we were reporting and you're doing nothing about it. And Tumblr was just like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's probably fine. Or they'd be like, yeah, we'll do something about it, and then they didn't. And then they got taken off the App Store, and money was involved. And they were like, oh shit.
My money.
Maybe we should do something about this. So then they got rid of all that stuff. And everyone was happy, because like, hey, even if it took capitalism, at least it happened. And then Tumblr announced that they're just not going to have porn at all. So... That does not seem like the correct solution. I think you missed the point of what the problem was, Tumblr.
It's just, you know, just covering our bases. You never know whose porn is secretly going to be about Nazis.
Or adult content, if I recall. Yeah. Yeah, they released like a whole thing of like what specific content was allowed. Yeah, it's like became kind of a meme after that of people mocking them, because one of the things that they talk about is female presenting nipples are no longer allowed. And so everyone's like roasting them about that. And a lot of people are also pissed about it because they like, I think they also specifically say like, female presenting nipples are not allowed unless it's for like a protest or for like
only political nipples.
Yeah, or nursing or something like that.
What if I'm protesting Tumblr with nipples?
Yeah, and then someone pointed out like the whole point of like a lot of protesting censorship and stuff about that is the idea of female nipples being inherently sexual.
Wow. But but nipples.
And then also another post was going around that was pretty good that was actually an old post from, I think, about censorship for something else a long time ago that came back, where it was like a picture of a male nipple, and someone was like, this is specifically a male nipple. You can like copy and paste it and Photoshop it onto a female nipple to get around the censorship.
I like that. That sounds hot.
So that's pretty good. But yeah, and apparently like Facebook is now doing a thing where you're not
fucking cares about Facebook.
But it's like it seems to be even more so where it's like you're not even allowed to talk about sex. Yeah, it's like,
what are you supposed to talk about?
Like I read one thing that said even things insinuating sex.
You can't say the word penetration.
But like things like I'm gonna getting busy or something. Ooh. Like innuendo.
Well, now I'm full on horny.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. And a lot of people are talking about like if they do go through with this, what's going to happen to a lot of fandoms, because you know there is not safe for work stuff in fandoms. And
what? No. Which ones? Can you write them down?
Send you a link. And like apparently it's similar to a lot of sort of internet purges of other sites from before, like LiveJournal and fanfic.net. And apparently in a lot of those it involved like Christian groups, I guess, who were all against homosexuality and sexuality in general and like trying to regulate that. If you're interested, there are a lot of like analyses about people who like went through those and comparing them to what's happening now. They're kind of interesting if you're into like fandom culture and history and LGBT stuff. But another interesting thing that I read was that it might have also something to do with some sort of law that's being passed, and I don't really know anything about it besides the like Twitter discussion, so I don't super know how credible it is, but I could read it if you guys are interested. But so I guess in the chat let me know if you are, because I do have it ready to go if you want. But it's about some laws called SESTA and FOSTA.
Oh yeah, fuck those laws.
Yeah. And this, I can't think of the word. Twitter set, like a series of tweets. I know it has a specific word and I can't think of it. Thread. Yes, that's it. But it's pretty interesting. But yeah, they're basically saying that it's because of those laws that's playing a big role in Tumblr and Facebook censorship now.
Those laws are, I'm so mad about those laws.
Yeah.
Like, they are like parading as this like, oh, we're gonna save the children. We're gonna stop sex trafficking and like, you know, pedophilia, which are great, actually, really noble goals. Mm-hmm. But they mostly do other stuff.
Yeah.
It's mostly just like, frankly, like anti, like, you know, female autonomy laws that are disguised as good faith, like anti-sex trafficking and anti-pedophilia laws.
Yep. Yeah, and apparently it also could potentially make it way harder to save victims of sex trafficking, because like I think a part of it is you're not showing pictures and stuff, but they use that to try to track down victims and save them.
Yeah, it's completely like I don't know. There are like these laws that exist like to make people feel better, and I feel like this is one of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but not only is it useless, but it also actively harms a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Our society is becoming a freaking
bad one.
Dystopia.
Society's getting even worse.
This is a bad place, you guys.
This is a bad place. You're all in hell. So bad news, everyone. We're all in hell. Sorry. Hey, why not watch our stream? I gotta kill Ganon. I mean, no, wait. I gotta kill these guys who aren't Ganon.
What are your thoughts on this censorship, Clark? I know you're not really on necessarily these sites, but...
Yeah, I'm not on Tumblr, but like, the main thing I heard about it from #woke Twitter, where I purchase all of my opinions.
Yeah.
Was that like, kind of like, you know, a lot of these people who like, make porn on Tumblr are, Zelda's killing me, are, you know...
Well, you are Ganon.
Yeah, I know, and I'm dead. A lot of them, you know, do commissions, right? And make their living off of that, and in like this sort of a way...
that's one of the big problems.
Well, is that bad?
That artists who make commissions won't be able to?
Well, yeah, no, that is bad. I thought you meant a problem, like how the Nazis were a problem.
Oh, no.
Yeah. No, and that's like a problem. It's like, why are you trying to like fuck up these people's livelihoods? Like, that seems so stupid.
Yeah.
And like, then there are other people there, like, you know, I'm pretty sure there are like a lot, I think a lot of porn actresses have like Tumblr pages, or like.
Yeah, the biggest, from what I've seen, the people who are taking the most hits from this are artists who go on live off commissions and sex workers.
Yeah, so it's like that fucking sucks.
Yeah. And apparently the day that they're enacting it is the like National Sex Worker Safety something.
Let's be honest. Nobody.
So it's like, was that intentional? I don't think it was, but it is ironic.
It is ironic. It is ironic how much like fucking the people who run these websites, the fucking penciled neck Silicon Valley idiots, don't give a shit about anybody who's like not a white dude with money. So I don't know. I don't think I can get in there. Oh, I'm gonna get swallowed by this. So I doubt they know that a sex like worker awareness day even exists.
Yeah. There's something else I was gonna say. Now I've lost it. Yeah. Hopefully it'll come back. What's up, Sans? Hagrid's story? What?
I'm talking about the main character from Persona 5. Hagrid Yagami.
Oh, yeah. Did you name your character Hagrid Yagami, Sans? Because if you didn't, you're not a true Master Quester fan.
Oh, fuck me. Ganon can't, like, jump to save his fucking life. What a piece of shit. This was going really well. Until a minute ago. Eat my butt. Hand.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The thing is that, like, you hope that some alternative will arise from Tumblr or something, but I don't know. In my experience, like, good alternatives, like, seldom actually ever happen.
Sans didn't name him Hagrid, but she did think about it.
What did you name him? Did you name him Sans?
Yeah, oh, I remember now. One thing that was kind of funny that someone was mentioning was, so Tumblr's staff is, like, notoriously incompetent.
What?
And it makes for, like, a lot of shitty parts of the website. Like, they don't regulate things. A big part of why this sort of got set off was all the rampant porn bots and people who, like,
Chelsea,
get reported and not doing anything.
can you call me Pornbot from now on?
Well,
that's a fucking cool name, though.
But someone pointed out that, like, their incompetency was also kind of one of the reasons Tumblr was so popular and allowed communities to grow, because, like, on Facebook, if you go on Facebook or Twitter, you know that they're data mining you, and that, like, if you were checking out a specific thing on Amazon, you'll go on Facebook and, like, oh, hey, it's that thing you were looking at. Do you want to buy it?
If you go on Facebook and you look up Cleith's Vor Dungeon, Mark Zuckerberg knows that you're into Vor and Voltron chips.
Yeah. But Tumblr staff is, like, so incompetent, you know that they're not doing that. And, like, you could scroll through Tumblr and I would see, like, ads for fucking retirement homes and shit. And things that I completely didn't care about at all. And it's like, well, they're not asking for my personal information and stuff. And like, that's kind of the crux of it. Like, a lot of people are reluctant to switch over to other platforms like Twitter because so many big social media websites ask for all your information and stuff like that. And a lot of them want to, you know, remain anonymous and just enjoy their communities and stuff. And like, Tumblr is shitty, but it allowed that, and as much as it didn't, it like had its problems in coding and stuff, it was a fairly streamlined, like, I guess, format. It made it that was very good for like content creators to easily show their stuff and get it shared among people, and you know, get a lot of traffic and such. Whereas some other sites are not as good at that, I guess. Which is why now a lot of people are like, well, where are we gonna go if we have to leave Tumblr?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Like, I know a lot of people are talking about Twitter, but I mean, Twitter's not great.
Twitter sucks. Don't go to Twitter.
Yeah.
Look, Tumblr, friends. I hate Twitter, even though I'm on it all the time. It's total garbage. They don't even try to get rid of the Nazis.
Yeah. And like, Instagram, also not great. Facebook, no. People talk about Pillowfort, but Pillowfort is still in beta, and I've seen a lot of mixed sort of responses about it. We're going to take to the streets, buy vacant storefronts, turn them into fan art dungeons. Okay, CDW. Sure, bud. Okay, night-night, Sans.
Good night, Sans.
Have fun with your PlayStation when you wake up. Dream of Persona.
Do what I did and beat Persona in like a week because you're obsessed with it.
Yeah, you're probably on winter vacation now, right?
Yeah. Unless you gotta do like post-winter vacation robotics.
Are you online now?
Yeah. Oops, I messed up. My bad. Okay.
But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with that issue. I mean, there's a lot more to it, but if you're interested, I suggest, you know, actually looking up articles and stuff. Just, you know, remember it's the internet, so.
Oh, sneaky beaky.
Well then, sleep in, have some food, wait for your sister to be done, and then go on the PlayStation.
Sure, I'll rematch this idiot. What else do we have to talk about?
I mean, those are my main two things.
Okay, I didn't really bring anything into this one. There aren't enough significant, like, Splatoon 2 patches to really talk about the Splatoon 2 meta. And, like, I don't know.
I guess on a related note, I could talk a little bit about, like, the history of censorship and fandom, but I honestly
know about that?
I only know what I've read about from other people in the fandoms. I don't really know firsthand.
I see.
So I'm not, like, probably the best source. but I do find it interesting. This is why AO3 is so good, you guys. It's not owned by a company. It's a non-profit type of deal. With volunteers and donations.
This guy just gonna falcon kick me until I lose.
Hi, Melissa. Hey, Melissa, now that you're here, you can tell us your take on what's going on with Tumblr and the censorship and everything. That's what we're talking about right now. I was talking about Voltron earlier, but I know you're not really up to date with the show anyway. Do you care about spoilers for Voltron? I feel like you don't. I feel like you gave up on it long ago. Good night, Sans.
Good night, Sans.
And everyone in our chat's playing PlayStation games.
PlayStation's cool as fuck.
It's true. And if you guys were playing Xbox games...
We would respect your bad opinion.
It's hilarious how incompetent the staff is.
Okay, fuck you, idiot.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset. Like, personally, I found the last season to be generally just meh. But there was one thing at the end that was very bad.
Okay. Stop. Stop it.
Do they have doujinshi that you can just read? I feel like they usually wrap those, because they're usually... I mean, I guess not all doujinshi are porn. Doujinshi is a lot like fanfiction, just in manga form. So, there's... I've seen some that are just, like, cute and fluffy.
Are there any doujinshis that are, like, neither porn nor, like, have any sort of romantic coupling?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are ones that are just sort of like general fan works. But pretty much all the ones I've seen are shipping.
Okay.
But I feel like that might also just be because that's what most people share online.
Yeah. Oh no, it's Ike. It's Eichel. The Dawn Boy.
The Donbot. What's weird about doujinshi is, like, it's apparently still technically doujinshi even if the mangaka is the one who did it, if it's not in, like, the actual series or something? I don't really know. I don't know if it's just, like, it's not considered canon, or if they just do, like, a little extra sort of volume or chapter. So I'm a little confused by it. Melissa wants to know how Smash has been.
It's been good.
Clark likes the single-player mode,
I like
or
the
whatever it
single-player
is.
mode because I'm trash and I will eat the, like, fan jerk-off session. It's such, like, hardcore fan service.
How much of a Nintendo fanboy are you, though?
Apparently just a lot.
Do you know this minuscule, obscure trivia?
Yeah,
Because if you don't, you can't play Smash anymore, says Sakurai.
he does say that. He says this explicitly in a video that plays at the beginning of the game.
But yeah, spoilers for Voltron once again. They killed off Allura. The whole time I was just like, what? 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 So that was bad. It kind of felt like what they wanted to do was like a heartfelt, sad Madoka Magica type of deal, but it was not. It was just upsetting. Yeah, I figured you probably saw that if you saw spoilers. And they did Lance so dirty. Like, he never got his own, like, character arc. Hunk 2. Really. Yeah. Her and Lance got together, and his entire, like, subplot in the last season was basically as her love interest.
Who in Lance?
Allura.
Wait, and she dies.
Yeah, and then she dies. And it was like...
So Lance is single.
He can't be happy.
But Keith and Lance are still single now.
Yeah.
Sounds like a win to me, I don't know.
There are people who are like, well... Now it's open for Clance and...
Thank God. Whew. I was worried.
And it's just like, I love Clance, but this was not what I wanted.
This is somehow I feel like you wrote this. Chelsea.
Yeah, I wrote.
You brought this by your hands.
It was my fault. I killed Allura.
How could you? So heartless. Oh no, I don't want to fight in this. I'm gonna kick my butt.
Nah, Voltron is so bad at, like, romance. Like... like, that's not what the show's about anyway, but when they do try to put it in, they don't do a very good job with it. Like, the only one that was sort of decently written was Allura and Lotor, and then he, like, becomes evil. So... Dang, dude. He's not cutting you a break.
I already killed him once, though.
Oh. Get him. So I was talking about this a little bit earlier, but obviously you weren't there, but I've been seeing rumors, and I don't know how true these are, because it's just like people on the internet who are claiming that they know things, but I don't know if they've actually worked at DreamWorks or knew people who work at DreamWorks, or if they're just saying shit. But based on what they have been saying, apparently behind the scenes, it was just a real shit show, like writers leaving mid-series and other, like, you know how TV shows have multiple writers, and usually they have a TV Bible that they can refer to know, like, what's going to happen throughout the show, so that they can write it in what characters are, like, plot development, character development, how it's supposed to go, so that they can do their jobs accordingly, and then they communicate with each other. But according to the rumors, they, like, threw out the TV Bible after season 2 and decided to just redo the entire story, which is why there's a lot of inconsistency. And then also some writers just straight up quit or left, and they had to get new ones who didn't know the characters very well or something, or because they threw out the Bible. So which people are now saying like would explain why some characters like didn't get development, even though they should have, or there was alluding to it at the beginning that they would. And same thing with like plot. A lot of plot lines sort of just get dropped. And once again, I don't know how legitimate these claims are,
100%.
but
Without a doubt.
but just from like watching the show, it wouldn't surprise me if they are true, because that would explain a lot of the problems that the show has.
Oh, Ness is back, and he's ready for more.
Like a lot of people point out, if you look at season 1 and then look at season 8, it seems to be like completely written by completely different people, and it seems like maybe it was. Yeah. I mean, on one hand, like, I wanted to finish it anyway, even though I knew that it was just becoming worse and worse. Partly because I like the fan works so much, and a lot of times, like, I'm sure there'll be really good post-canon fix that I wouldn't know what was necessarily going on or what they're referring to sometimes, so I wanted to know that. And, you know, the collective trauma of the fandom. But yeah. Well, now it's over. Now they can't ruin the canon anymore, hopefully. And I can just live in the fanon-verse.
Oh, that's a lag spike. Lag.
Yeah, take that, V2.
Oh, of course he's gonna go for a grab. Oh, I'm dead.
No.
Man, this fucking sucks. He's like not fun to fight. Nope.
What else do we want to discuss?
We didn't really have a lot planned for this.
Yeah. Anything you guys want to talk about? Do our jobs for us.
Yes, please, if you could be so kind.
I mean, not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna talk about Voltron more, but like I said, the season was kind of just meh. Season 7, I ranted about for like an hour. Let's talk about love. Romantic love.
Okay.
Do you, just in general, that it exists? Or do you have a specific... Do you want us to talk about your love life, Sudui? Do you have news for us?
Are you married?
Did you get married and not tell us? Did you elope? Scandalous.
Oh, you fucking eloper. I'm gonna die. Oh, not yet. Here I come. Fuck you.
Is it worthwhile? What? I don't understand.
That's kind of a hard question, my bud.
Is it painful?
Can be.
You're going on a third date tomorrow? That's cool.
I'm dead.
fuck. Love fuck.
Love is what brings us together today.
Oh, fighting a different guy now.
Melissa can't wait to go back to America in a couple of months, and everyone asks if she has a boyfriend.
Oh yeah?
Just tell her, or tell them that you have a boyfriend back in Japan.
Do say that though.
But you know,
He's in Japan.
He's in Japan,
Or you can
and then
tell
they'll get off your
them,
back.
What the fuck is it any business of yours?
Yeah.
That's what I usually tell people.
Dewey's been using dating apps, but he's planning on trying to meet people in person too.
Dean too chill. Dating appetizers?
Melissa says they would demand pictures. No.
Just pick any
Just-
Japanese model.
Yeah, just Photoshop you with standing next to like a J-pop star.
Just Photoshop you standing next to Edward Elric.
A body pillow of Edward Elric.
I mean, so you just got really immersed in the culture. Okay, you're an asshole and
No.
you play like a butt and good.
Yeah, see, Dewey will do Photoshop for you.
It will be great and everyone will, it'll be a really good bit at the
Yeah.
very least.
And then it can just get more and more elaborate until you're like planning a wedding and everything. And then everyone will come to the wedding, and then at the end, it'll be a body pillow.
At the end, you'll like end up finding your actual true love and the wedding will happen. Because life is a sitcom, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just use your body pillow of Victor.
There, yeah.
I mean, he's not
just-
Japanese, but he is anime.
That's basically
Close enough.
Japanese. Oh, I got the chair. I gave him the hammer.
Yeah, like one thing that kind of annoys me a little bit, like not a lot, but a little, is my mom, like, whenever she's talking to, like, catching up with relatives or friends or something, and they ask if I'm dating anyone, she'll, like, be like, oh no, Chelsea's just working on, like, her career, or focusing on whatever, like, school or work or whatever. And I'm like, why do you have to make an excuse? Why can't I just be single? I don't need to be focusing on something else to not want a boyfriend.
Look, Chelsea, society has really stupid expectations. My mom does the same shit. And I'm like, Mom, I fucking hate these people. Don't, just tell them I'm dead. And they'll stop asking. They will stop asking if you just say that I died. You'll do us both a favor because I don't want to hang out with like 90% of my relatives anyway.
Dating or career, nothing else! Yeah, exactly.
I died.
Melissa, just strap him to your back like a backpack.
Is it okay? Can I ask you kind of a personal question on stream, or is that not chill?
Well, I don't guarantee I'll answer it, but you can ask.
Does your mom know about like your preference?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, both my parents know that I'm ace. They said they weren't really surprised because, like, I never showed any interest in dating.
Okay.
But, like,
Is that like
they
not
were-
kosher with your other family members? Or is that just like too complicated of like a thing for them to explain?
well, I'm not usually around, so I don't know what they say
Oh, okay.
anymore. It wasn't that long ago that I came out.
When did you come out?
I want to say like last year.
To them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I remember, like, you told me, like, in 2015.
Yeah. I mean, I think, again, they kind of knew, but...
Sure. Parents know
Yeah.
sometimes. I'm not even paying attention to what's happening in this fight.
But, like, that was the first time I straight up told them.
Well, you didn't straight up tell them.
Your sexuality is a bubble of confusion? I feel like it usually is.
Who says this, Chris or Melissa?
Melissa.
Ah.
Yeah, you don't have to put a label on it if you don't want to. And
You have to do that!
and if your feelings change over time, that's chill too.
Get out of my house, Little Mac. Little Mac, get out of my house.
Yeah, my parents were accepting, but like sometimes I feel like they, at least my mom doesn't entirely get it.
Oh, yeah?
Because like she is supportive, but at the same time, sometimes she will still be like, do you think that girl or that guy is cute? And I'm like, no. Hey Clark,
What?
want to hear a funny question C. Dewey's mom asked?
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, Little Mac. Sorry about your whole life.
Bye, Hollywood. Can't believe you killed Hollywood.
Eh.
She wanted to know how you play so much video games if your vision is so bad.
Who?
C. Dewey's mom.
I don't know. I've been playing video games since before I could properly use a toilet or not drink out of a titty. Look, man. Some parents have different ways of like raising their children. My parents said,
Nope.
man, we can get this kid to shut the fuck up if we put a controller in his hands.
Melissa says, I've never tried explaining to my mom because she has made some interesting comments about LGBT people and I don't want to hear that. Or deal with that. Yeah,
That's understandable.
Yeah. Like, didn't she say once she, like, either didn't understand or didn't believe in bisexuality or something?
Oh my god. Man, my mom, I've had like a few girlfriends who've been bisexual and my mom has like been so not chill about that for like a fucking Democrat voting liberal.
How did she know?
What?
How did she know that they were bisexual?
She has like conversations with them.
Ah, they talk about it?
Well, yeah. Well, like my mom will be like, tell me about like this part of your, she's a very nosy person, first of all, but she'll be like, have you had any other like significant others? And
I
they'll
got
be
you.
like, yeah, a girl. And then she'll be polite in the moment, but then she'll be like, I don't know about that girl. She does the whole thing where like bisexuals are promiscuous and it's
Oh, yeah.
really upsetting that she does that.
Yeah. Yes, and the whole bisexual people are selfish, and I just want to facepalm.
Fucking stupid.
Yep.
Look, man, you just can't, like, win with Catholics, alright? I'm not paying attention to this fight again, so.
See, Dewey says, I'm not a shellfish, I'm a human.
Well, I don't think you're a shellfish because you're bisexual. I think you're a shellfish because you got big claws. I think you're selfish because whenever I see you, I get really hungry for lobster. Can you just be dead? Or do we really have to go through this huge song and dance? Can't you just let me have this one? Thank you, Christ.
Big meaty claws.
You know what they say about men with big claws? They have an incredible grip strength. They give terrible hand jobs.
Melissa says, I'm Catholic, but I'm a chill modern Catholic, so I don't really give a shit about your sexuality and gender as long as you're a good person.
My mom buries the Virgin Mary in our front yard.
Yeah, neither of my parents are very religious, and it always felt weird to me when we'd like go visit relatives for Christmas or something,
Yeah.
and we'd like say prayers and go to church and stuff. And my dad like wouldn't, like he'd be respectful, but he wouldn't super give a shit. But my mom would like try to participate and be like, you know, do whatever you're supposed to do.
I want to talk about a really fun experience I had one time when I lived in the Bay Area that had to do with religion. So a friend of mine is Jewish, and they were like, hey, do you want to come to temple with me? And I was like, oh, okay. You know, sort of out of that meek politeness to like refuse an invitation like that. So I went there, and it was like, you know, there's a lot of chanting in a Jewish service, and like everybody does it. And I wasn't doing it. I like, you know, I was trying to be respectful. I wear the yarmulke. And like, so there's a lot of chanting. And like I didn't chant because I don't know the words. And you know what? The book, not in English.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if this was like a prank on me, but like my friend was like, why aren't you chanting? And I was like, I don't know the words.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of this means. And he's like, well, you're supposed to chant. And I was like worried that I would offend him if I didn't. So I was like trying to phonetically mimic like the Hebrew that was all around me.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know if anyone's ever seen A Serious Man, but it's like that scene when the son goes up to read the Torah and he's like high as shit, and he's like trying to like read the Torah with everybody. And like the rabbi has to like correct him constantly.
He says, my parents got married Protestant because the Catholic minister wanted them to wait a year.
Oh my actual fucking God, Jesus Christ.
Oh man, my mom, she was born in like a Catholic hospital, I guess, or something.
Okay.
And the nurses would, my mom's name is Connie, and the nurses really wanted my grandma to name her Constance instead, and my grandma like did not want to do that, and they like literally kept trying to like not let her leave until she agreed to name her Constance. Thankfully, she was able to, but...
So is your mom's given name Connie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I assumed it was Constance.
Nope.
And Connie was just like a nickname.
That's what they wanted. But no, it is Connie. Why would you get mad at someone for not saying anything in a service when they have no idea what's going on?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. But like, I think they even got like a priest or something to come in to try to convince my grandma. But she was like, no, I want her name to be Connie. The guy at the Spanish embassy in Turkey got mad at my mom because Melissa isn't a Catholic name. So legally, my name in Spain is Maria, and I hate it. That sucks. There's so many Marias.
Yeah, you might as well be named like John.
Yeah. You're the John of Spain, Melissa.
What's like the most common like girl name in America? Because it's like obviously John in America is like really common.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't think of like a girl name that's like as ubiquitous.
Let's find out. Top 1,000 baby girl names. Emma. Olivia, Ava, Isabella,
Ava,
Sophia.
Like Neos Genesis Evangelion?
Yeah, no, AVA. Mia, Charlotte, Amelia.
Well, Ava's better, just so we're clear. Look, only cool people name their kids after anime. If you name your character either Evangelion, full name Evangelion, or Waluigi, you're very cool.
Yeah.
I'm telling, like, if I ever get married and, God forbid, decide to have a child, I'm telling my wife that it's one of those two names. Boy, Waluigi, girl, Evangelion.
Apparently the most popular names for babies in the US are, number 1 is Emily, 2 is Emma, 3 is Madison, 4 is Abigail, 5 is Olivia.
Do you think people named their kids Emma, like, recently a bunch because that was Ross and Rachel's daughter's name from Friends?
I have no idea.
Or because of, like, Emma Watson?
It's possible.
Or Emma Stone?
Or maybe their names
Or Emma
because...
Sky?
Oh, that's the one.
That's it. Very obscure anime video game.
I know there are a lot of Chelseas my age because of Chelsea Clinton. But I actually wasn't named after Chelsea Clinton. I was named after a character from a movie.
I assumed you were named after that one neighborhood in London.
Yeah, there's that too. Hi, Greta.
Hi, Greta.
We're talking about love and
Talking about love and babies.
sexuality and babies and religion.
And why our parents can't just be chill for 1 minute. Thanks, Knuckles.
Were you also born overseas, C. Dewey? Greta, were you born overseas?
I want to be born overseas and I feel left out.
You're just born in plain old America.
Oh my god.
Gross. No, you weren't, C. Dewey? You love raw onion.
I love raw onion.
Seems like a bit of a non sequitur, but okay. One of the few foods Greta likes, I guess. Oh, you're talking about me. I got you. Greta was born here. On Twitch.
Ah, that'd be cool. Born to game. Come here. Oh, this is some good ass lag, huh? Can you stop, Samus? Can you just stop it?
I mean, probably. I feel like it would violate the Twitch terms of service.
If we showed female representing nipples?
Yeah. No, to live stream a birth.
I don't think so. Well, I guess that one
guess
guy
it
told me I
depends.
couldn't show a colonoscopy, so
Yeah.
definitely not a birth,
I
actually.
feel like it mainly depends on like what you're actually showing. If you're just showing someone's face, maybe that might be okay.
Well, I want to see the baby getting born. I want to see the birth canal, please. Please show me that birth canal. Baby, show me that birth canal.
I feel like that would fall under nudity. Got him. When I was visiting Germany after I moved back to the States, one of my friends from high school was still living there with his family, so I like hung out with him. And his family is like pretty religious. I think they're Baptist. And I went to a service with him. For the most part, it was chill. Like, it was just on like in a little community center. And then afterwards, we played board games and stuff and had food. But also, like, the priest or whatever was sharing like an anecdote about a childhood friend of his. And it was like low-key
Pornographic.
yeah. No, it was like low-key transphobic.
Oh, cool.
Like it was subtle enough that I was like, am I just interpreting this? But he was talking about basically how she was, I guess, a tomboy or something. And when they were young, she was like, I should have been born a boy. And then as she grew older, she was like, no, I was wrong. God was right to make me a girl. I see that now.
And that's not low-key transphobic.
Yeah.
Dude. That's regular transphobic. That's, like, the subtext here is transphobia.
Yeah, and I was just, obviously, I didn't say anything, but in my brain, I was just like...
You should have hailed Satan right then and there.
It's like being a tomboy is not the same thing as being trans.
What? What?
I mean, I don't remember if he like straight up said that she later said she was glad to be born a girl, but it felt like it. Sudoku says, I'd laugh if it was like nipples covered, baby crowning, okay. The Samus keeps throwing projectiles at you knowing full well you can reflect.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty funny.
Oh, I like that version of Zelda's dress.
Okay. Should have seen that coming.
Is this Majora's Mask?
Yeah.
Star Trek.
What about it?
You're fighting it.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the female presenting nipples thing is pretty funny. I like kept thinking about it at work because part of my job is doing that, but for TV.
I'll go, Zelda. Oh.
You guys have any more funny stories about anything? Especially the topics we're discussing, but other things are cool too. Has Aquaman come out yet? I have no idea. I don't super care about the DC movies unless it's Wonder Woman. You kind of want to watch it in an altered state? Because I think you think it's going to be bad?
Altered state? Like you want to do drugs?
Yeah, like
Are you gonna
drugs
get high?
or drinking. I don't think anyone gives a shit about Aquaman.
I love Aquaman, dude.
Are you gonna go see the movie?
Fuck no. I just love him conceptually.
Yeah, I love the old-timey cartoon that with him in it. The old Justice League. It's pretty funny. But now it's like, how are you making him edgy? I'm interested in Miss Marvel though when it comes out, or Captain Marvel.
You can do that? Is that allowed? How is that allowed?
And I want to see Into the Spider-Verse. Maybe I'll go see that with my folks in Tucson or something. Melissa says, also I feel like I'm the only one that does not find the main actor attractive. I just don't think long, crunchy hair and beard is very appealing.
Crunchy hair?
Isn't it the actor who plays Khal Drogo?
Oh, is it? His
I
hair
think.
is kind of crunchy.
I only know that because I saw someone making a joke about how, like, even getting Khal Drogo to be Aquaman wasn't enough to make Aquaman badass. Not to mention the havoc saltwater does to skin and hair.
Makes it crunchy.
Aw, and the Spider-Verse doesn't come out until March in Japan? That's too bad.
Oh. Won't you not even live in Japan then?
3, 2, 1, go!
Anybody's interested in where our viewers live? I have their entire address right here. Oh no, I'm fighting Marth. Ew. I was hoping I would have a nice time today.
Crunchy hair sounds like a snack that's never advertised, but you always find at the supermarket. It's true.
I mean, I find crunchy hair all the time at like the Whole Foods market. Boom, take that hippies. Fuck you.
Melissa's leaving at the very end of July.
Whoops, bad read, idiot.
Oh no!
I deserved that. 100% deserved it. Come up here. Ah. Okay, for real though, come up here.
What are your favorite snacks? Asks C. Dewey.
I don't like any snacks.
Yeah, I always want snacks, but I don't like most things that are snacks, like potato chips. Like, the only times I eat potato chips are if it's with a sandwich
Yeah,
or
with
something.
like a full-on meal. I don't eat
Yeah.
potato chips by themselves. No! Come back, Mark!
Like, I always want a little something to munch on, but I don't like crackers or Chex Mix or chips or any like traditional snack foods. Melissa likes hot Cheetos.
Ugh, so gross.
What about candy? I do like candy.
I don't like candy.
I like chocolate.
I like chocolate. What? How is that? Did that happen? That's horseshit.
Greta likes Kit Kats, but hates candy.
Oh, Kit Kats suck, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Kit Kat.
I like those weird peach Kit Kats from Japan.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
No.
He likes potato chips.
I mean, I don't dislike potato chips. I'm just not gonna eat them ever.
Melissa's a big fan of Butterfingers.
Ugh. That has peanut butter in it.
Yeah, it'll murder Clark.
I don't want to have anything to do with your disgusting peanut butter finger. Also, it sounds like butt finger, so let's just get that right on the table. Like, I can't help but think about, like, anal play when I hear the word butterfinger.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that at the appropriate context, Chelsea. At the appropriate context, nothing's wrong with that. But during snack time, during my sweetie time snack time, no. You know what a butterfinger looks like? A fucking turd. So that doesn't help the image at all either.
M&M's are C-Dewey's favorites.
Yeah, M&M's are my favorite candy too.
White cheddar Cheez-Its. I don't like Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its are pretty good. You know, I really like the big poofy Cheetos.
Yeah, those are alright.
I don't like the little crunchies, and I hate the hot ones.
I sometimes like goldfish crackers.
Oh, that's adorable. The snack that smiles back.
Yep. Also, Black Thunder from Japan is wonderful because it tastes like Oreos.
Oreos are so good, dude.
I'm not a fan of Oreos.
Wow! It's like the perfect cookie. Like, you know, that you buy from a store, not like that gets made. Obviously, homemade cookies are better, but me gunner.
I just don't really like the taste of the chocolate cookie part. It's kind of chalky and bland to me.
I love the taste of the chocolate cookie part because it's chalky and bland.
Greta thinks Cheetos suck.
What about the big poofy ones? They're so good and good for you.
Why you gotta judge our taste in snacks, Clark? People have different tastes.
Yeah, but my tastes are best. If I'm not allowed to, I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about if I'm not judging your snack tastes. What do you want me to talk about? You want me to be sportive? Oh yeah, good snack choice. Oh, that's nice. I'm so glad you like a snack. Wow, that's bad content. I don't know who this guy is, but I don't like him, and he's
It's
making me...
Snepkia! All Cheetos suck. I love Brussels sprouts.
Oh, Christ. Brussels sprouts are pretty okay, though, actually.
Yeah.
As long as you make them right and you don't make them like an idiot.
Yeah, I've definitely had Brussels sprouts at some restaurants that are really good and others that are bad. Melissa, I have a question for you. I know you mainly grew up in America, but what are Smarties to you?
Wait, what are Smarties to you?
To me?
I know you have a weird,
Yeah.
terrible German Smarties.
I mean, apparently it's that way everywhere except America.
Yeah, land of the free and the correct and moral country.
Clark and I were talking about candy at one point, and I discovered that in America, Smarties are a different thing. But in Europe, Smarties are like M&Ms, and you can get them in like McFlurries and stuff.
And that's bullshit, and I can't believe Europe would do this.
But I got really confused when we were having a discussion. Because I guess here Smarties are
those nasty chalk
Yeah,
discs.
the weird chalk things that look like Tums.
Like, why do people like those?
I don't know. It always make me think of my grandma. She liked those, I think.
Your grandma likes some bad candy,
Yeah.
Chelsea. It's okay, grandmas like bad candies.
Yeah.
They have whole dishes full of bad candy in their fucking house.
M&M's suck.
Who said?
Who do you think?
Who say this? Greta? Greta, you are hashtag canceled. And that's T. Damn, perfect parry. Someone put that on the highlight reel. I go, you piece of shit. How is it fair that he has so many projectiles?
They had to give a reason for you to play the Miis.
Is this Monokuma?
It's punishment
Come
time.
back of a century, fuck you. I'm the greatest. Everyone has to tell me that I'm cool.
Melissa, if you're still here, you didn't answer my question.
Melissa, what are Smarties?
Sick, read.
Why is he small? Never talk to me or my son again. You've been bad, son. You have to go to hell. Oh, he's all grown up now. They grow up so fast.
Is that a berry?
Oh yeah, it is. Whoa. Oh man. Wait, no. Nako something was playing Fortnite.
3, 2, 1, go!
Like, I'll get him eventually. Berry puts you back to 0%, right?
I don't know.
If Greta recalls correctly, it's 0% if you're at 100%.
That's interesting. Come fight me, nerd.
Oh man, when I was in Germany, there were these little, like, how would I explain them? They're kind of like long, thin sausages.
Slim
They
Jims?
look, yeah, they do look a little bit like Slim Jims, except they're like a foot long, and they're not, you know how Slim Jims are kind of tough and compact?
And awful.
Yeah, and awful. These are
Yeah.
more like, they're kind of like linguiça, actually,
Oh, I love linguiça.
except the size of a long Slim Jim. And they're super good and cheap, and I would like go to the store and get them and snack on them. I miss those. Also, one of my favorite candies in Germany was it was a chocolate bar made by Lindt, and it had cognac in it. So good.
Get me some cognac ASAP. Okay, I'm not gonna fall for that idiot's tricks. I keep trying to do like tilts and I accidentally throw out the smash, which is like a huge problem. And it's like DDD smash takes about 100 years to come out. So I'm just really vulnerable. Are we done yet?
We did just hit the 2-hour mark.
Sounds perfect.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out.
We never found out what Smarties were.
We don't know what Melissa grew up to know what Smarties were. Will we ever find out?
No.
Probably not. But, we'll see you next time, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Melissa's back. Melissa, before we go, what,
What's a Smartie?
do you know the candy Smarties? What does that mean to you?
What is it?
He was like, no, too late, goodbye! I only asked because, like, apparently they're different in America than they are in Europe, so I was wondering which one it is to you. Sidhui's like, la la la! He doesn't want to know. He wants to retain the mystery. Greta's with Sidhui. Okay. Melissa knows the American version.
The correct version.
In Europe, they're like M&Ms. Make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe!
Please. God, please. We need it.
Yeah, apparently it's different everywhere else except America. In Canada and Europe, Smarties are like M&Ms. Bye!